Hi, in this video I'm going to be showing you one of the very exciting things you can do on a Casio fx-CG50, which is to solve equations. So with solving equations, there's more than one way of doing it. My favourite way of doing it, and the one I'm going to be showing you in this video, once I turn it on and take it back to the menu screen, is in the Run Matrix screen, which is where you do most of your calculator work. And then I'm going to take you through another sequence of buttons. Now here, I don't have the original sequence of buttons. So I've still got on here how I did the lowest common multiple and highest common factor in my previous video I did on this. So if I ever want to go back, exit, this button here, exit takes me right back to what it would normally be. So if you've ever gone too far ahead and you just want to go back, you can press exit. So here's the key sequence I'm going to use for this. So it'll be option, again, option. And this time I'm going to go under calc for calculate. Option, calc. And the solve one I want you to use is solveN. It is much easier to use that one and to set that one up than this solve here. When I'm working with students, I call it solve to find a number. I don't know the precise reason for why it's called solveN, but that's what I'll do, and that's generally how I explain it. So we'll be using the solveN key here. And just like with the highest common factor and lowest common multiple, it gives that instruction for what the calculator is going to do, and then it has an open blue bracket. So if I go to my first question here, it has that 4g equals 12. Now on the calculator, you'll see that with the alpha in red, there is behind everything the letters of the alphabet. We are not going to use those letters when we're solving equations. We're going to use this button here. This is the x, theta, t button. So this is where you use the variable. Now, students very quickly get used to, instead of typing in 4g equals 12, they're just going to do 4x. Okay, so they're going to use x for every single variable when they're solving an equation. And then the equals button is down here. So because it's yellow, it's shift equals, and then it's 4x equals 12. Because I've given it a command, just like previously, I close that bracket, and once I've done it, execute is the button I press. Now here, the more solutions may exist, that is really looking more at where you might be having complex numbers as answers to things, or where there might be an infinite number of solutions, like with sine, cosine and tangent, and the nature of those. But every single time for normal GCSE and for a lot of A-level, we don't need to worry about that one. So we press exit, and it gives me the solution in brackets that when 4x equals 12, that is 3. So I can write down here 3, and that is done. So for my next one, solveN, I would do x subtract 3 equals 8. Close bracket, same sequence as before. It's got that my x solution, or my solution for x, is 11. And then the questions continue very much like that. If I've got a fraction down here, I do solveN, and then I do my fraction button as before, x over 4. Oh, and what I have to do, because I'm still down there, is if I do my equal sign, it goes in the denominator of that fraction. So I use the cursor to pull it out, and I do equals 7. Close my bracket, and it gives me a solution of 28. Now looking through the questions on here, they are all very similar to that, so it's a really good way of practicing lots of different things. So here, even if it's with brackets, I go solveN, and I've got 3 bracket x, even though it's y, plus 4. Now this is the first time we brought in an additional set of brackets. It might be difficult to see here on the video, but the first set are blue, the second set are red. So when I close that one, there's my pair of red brackets, and then it's equals 24. Close that and exit, and I get the solution is 4. The next question is very much similar to that. And now everything we've been doing so far has the unknown on one side. Here the unknown is on both sides. So let's just have a look at how the calculator might deal with that, or if we have to enter it differently. With this format, if we're using the solveN, we don't have to do anything differently. solveN, we simply have that 7x plus 3 equals 5w plus 9. Close my bracket, done. Exit. The answer is 3. On my next one, what I've got here is I'm going to put an equation in. 7x plus 6 equals 5y. I'm going to put plus 2 instead of minus 2. Close my bracket, exit. It gives me a solution, and then I realise, oh, okay, I made a mistake there. Instead of having to type the whole thing again, one of the other benefits is I can just use the scroll pad, scroll back to there, use my delete button here, it deletes backwards, and then replace that with a minus, execute, and it will recalculate for me. So it actually gives me that the correct answer for this one here is -8. Just check through the other questions here. No, and then we just get this, and that'd be where you'd be deriving your own equations and solving it as you go. So that is the first example of using the solveN function on the Casio fx-CG50 using some of the questions from the Solving Equations booklet from Corbett Maths. Thank you.